Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in. Check out your boy P Farm. Thinking right out here in the lab. But I'm in a different book today. I bought this book about 40 years ago, 25, 30 years ago. Didn't have a clue who was thinking to do it and know it. All it's called Thinking in Destiny. This book is heavy. Not I mean weight, but with information. So I'm about to take you through it. This is one of my fun books. Let's go. I've been reading this book for a long time, so now I can teach some lessons out of it. Finally, I figured three things out, so I'm gonna have some fun. Let's go. He have a different perspective than our ancient Egyptian concept, but he's right on point with his concept. Watch this. So let's rock. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give life lessons. You tune in and receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission, and I'm on it, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? So let's get there together. So I asked the question, do you know you? Oh, you will when I'm through. That's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you know how to answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous, avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm your spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers know thyself. And two, might not be true. Right thinkers, this ain't about the views. This is about teaching. And this is might be a little bit above a lot of y'all heads. So I just take my shot and teach what I teach. This is gonna be good for somebody who can understand it. That's what I'm talking to. Let's rock. If that's you, I appreciate you. Let's go. Let's talk about thinking in destiny. They got a Trinity concept. They call it the psychic, mental, and the Noetic. I'm gonna break that down for you. But it's the 3 degrees of consciousness from his perspective. That's why I want to break down. I just got finished doing the mind thing with the meditation, and this kind of fits in with that. We talk about the dream state, the deep dream state. We have a philosophy of becoming one with the witness in that deep dream state because you sleep, you don't recognize it. You come out, you feel so good. You feel, man, that dream, that sleep. Don't remember a thing, but you feel so rested. That's what they call. And right here, let's talk about how dreams occur during what they call intervals between the deep sleep and the waking. Dreams may be remembered, and some of them do, but some of them, oh, that's a message, that's a message. No, yeah, we got memory and imagination. Dream ain't nothing but a memory. That's all that went on in your mind. Something that happened that you just ran it through. So that's not a big deal. They said Joseph was reading dreams and breaking it down. Spare me about that. Moving on. I ain't nothing about. But dreams are made by remembering what occurs in your deep sleep is not. When you go to deep sleep, you ain't remember none of that. None, no, no. But when you're a lucid dreamer, that's when you keep your mind controlled all the time. Even when you sleep, you're in a whole different state of mind at that point. And that's the part that we try to get you to reach through meditation, communing with your higher self. And that way, the dream state and the meditation state pretty much come into balance and understanding with what internal knowledge, intuition, information that within yourself, not outside yourself. I study and read a lot of books, but I also use my intuitive knowledge. Let's go. And the reason why the doer, you, does not, and you hear the word doer, know it, that means you. The doer does not remember what happens to it in what? The deep sleep state. And that's the doer is what? Because they're out of touch with what? The 4 senses of the body. And these areas in the brain falls what? They don't need it no more. I don't need to move my arm. I don't need to move my legs. So that part of the brain just shuts down and has no way of what? Acting on its feelings in deep sleep. So to the memory, again, of sights, of sounds, of tastes, and smells, feeling must be connected with what perceptions. And through these four senses for the doer, you remembering, okay, remember anything when it's in what? The physical body. When you woke, you all everything's good. But when you go into your dreams, now you may be in the form on another plane of the physical world where the body is not in use. There is usually it's on the invisible side of the physical plane. These are the dreams that have been what referred to and which may be sometimes remembered and you can have understanding. But after the doer in the body has withdrawn, once you go to sleep, once you got the physical world and everything becomes mental from your senses and your nerve centers, now it may pass out and remain what? In the voluntary nerves of the cervical region during sleep. This region is as far as ordinary doers go. Some don't even go that far. Okay, some of y'all don't have a clue. When you go to sleep, you just crash out. Don't have a clue what's going on. But that's when you hit that deep sleep, is what they call the forgetfulness of all sights, sounds, tastes, and smells. Why? Because the physical body is no longer involved. I tell you, I take you from the neck up. That's what they tell him. That's what his perception from his. I used it because I want to get the concept. Thinking is from the neck up. Okay? And you body's not longer there. But this has what? 3 degrees. The 3 degrees for them are, we call it 3 stages of consciousness, the 3 levels, whatever. We call it Trinity. Okay? Theirs is called the 3 degrees. I'm going to break it down for you. The first one is psychic. That's here. Second one is mental. That's here. Third one is Noetic. Guess what? It's also here. They break the brain down. The 3 wise men of the brain. Amen, Ra, Ptah. Here we got psychic, mental, and Noetic. Everybody had a Trinity. Okay? Ra, Asar, Ra, Aset, Asar, Aset, Haru. It's the Trinity. And everybody got one. Here's just saying from the Egyptian philosophical comment. Here's it from here. That's why I want to break it down. They was thinking very well, okay, outside of Egypt. I never said everybody, nobody think about Egypt. No, this is a perfect proof to show you how he put it down, all right? Now, in deep sleep, you, the doer, may go over and continue with activities of the day or in the past without even relating them to what? Seeing, hearing, taste, not even no senses, no physical senses. And that's why that means what? It's all taking place up here. Again, all right? They telling you that this is thinking and destiny. In the first degree, this is going to be fun. Your feelings and desires that go on in your mind are what? Sensuous kind. And they are related to what? Sensations, painful or pleasant. That's your physical, okay? Now we're dealing with Maya. You got 2 opposites, joy and pain, painful and pleasant, as anger or affection. Now you start to see the opposites come into play. That's all physical. Now the feelings and desires are simple, not associated with what? External objects, because it's all still inside. So you, the person who likes money, you like money, and most of us do, and deals with it, you cannot hear the jingle of the coins or the crackling of the notes when the money make that noise, nor can you hear the money. But your desire and your love for it. See where I'm going with this? I love this concept. And watch this. You cannot touch the money that you so much love and so okay, or you see or hear or taste or smell the objects which what? The money buys or sells. Yet the feeling and desires which these transactions produce in your doer are there, and usually they are the only things that are there. These are all things, stuff that you want, that you desire for. And again, it's going to make you feel good one minute and make you feel bad the next. That's this world. Okay. A feaster, somebody who cannot see or choose what morsels of food at the table, decoration, they don't see none of that. They just get and they eat on. They don't smell the appetizing odors that smells from the food or the wine, or do they hear the voices of the companions or who make the clever turn on conversations at the table? Or they doing those kind of people? Again, we give you personality traits of different kinds of people. You got to figure out which one of these are you. Hence, know thyself. Okay, you got to figure this thing out for yourself. Nor can he feel the pains of what indigestion, yet of the separation and the feelings again. That go to feelings and desires. Feeling desires. You keep hearing that. Why? Because you feel it and you desire it. That's why they go together. Okay, and which are produced by what? By all these that he can what? Become conscious of. Whatever you can think, whatever you can conceive, you can achieve. They, even if it's bad, they may be there. A person who likes what? To dance. Been there, done that too. They also can't see their preparation, their dressing up, the lights, the dressing, the other dancers, moving figures, or hear the music or the compliments paid to them, or the smell of the perfume, or feel the pressures of the bodies, but the feeling and desire, there we go again, coming from these perceptions of outer worldly desires, coming from this perception of the outer world, are often there in what? Deep sleep. And with them, perhaps jealousy and greed. Why? Because you ain't aware of none of those things right there. You ain't using them. And you in deep sleep. And you ain't conscious. In the second degree, as you get better, watch this. That's what purpose is, to get better, to realize what's going on. And you can do that. Second one is, this one's good. In the second, the feelings and desires, there you go again, of you, the doer, okay, are concerned with what? Rightness. Sound like a right thinker. With the righteousness or the wrongfulness of your acts. Again, I tell you, with spiritual discipline, you got to know good, bad. If it's bad, I ain't doing it. Simple as that. But when you know it's bad and do it anyway, oh, there's consequences. That's the difference. And the feelings and pleasure and the feelings and desires, you have to realize when you try to fulfill them, there's a price you have to pay. Okay? Understand? It's called consequences. All right? And they go through all that. In the second degree, you worry about what? Right and wrong. And your acts and your omissions of the day or of the past. And with your righteousness or your incorrectness of abstract thinking, aka right thinking, perturbations come upon the door, meaning you're going to be uneasy, you're going to have anxious, you're going to have just not comfortable. And the person in that state of mind, that's an agitated mind, we call it, but they call it perturbations, and it means anxiety, okay? Reason not to be easy, uneasiness. And arising from what? Outward activities, where there are no longer any activities or any that seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling, or contact can enter into. Now, the neglect of your duty or duty well done are here felt, are remorse, anguish, regret, and fear. All these is negative aspects of your character that because you're ignorant, you're going to go through these things and you're going to have to pay the price. That's right. Bad decision, you're going to have to anguish. You live in fear, false evidence appearing real. And or as you have peace, content, and ease will never come to you in that state of mind. Why? It's never going to be at ease. It's never going to be at peace. An agitated mind is not a peaceful mind. You worry, you anxiety full about what could happen, what might happen, what's going to happen. All that just keeps the mind uneasy. That's what they're telling you here. Same thing, just putting it different. Now, that's the second degree. Third degree should be mastery of the concept that you're trying to fulfill. Let's see if that does that. In the third degree, your feelings and desires are still there. Now they are concerned with what? The identity. Me, I, the ego. Dun, 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 dun. That's the self that's trying to what? Get itself together, identify it. And there again, your feelings and your desires alone, without any association with external objects. Now the I and the feelings are what? The only things which exist for you to do it. Now in this degree, in the awakening state of yours, your doer, says, I did, I made that speech, I hit him, I will do this, or that I got the best of that bargain. This is my property. See where we're going with this? This is my shop, my estate, my husband, my wife, my child, my dog. I shall take that office, that property, that woman. My opinion is right. My plans must be carried out. I lost that. Oh, excuse me. My name would be famous. Trump. He wronged me. He hurt me. I lost that. It says too, I am great. I am generous. I was not considered. But in the third degree of deep sleep, there is only the identity which the feelings and desires are doing, making, hitting, getting, owning, taking, intending, suffering, losing, being. All these is consequences that you go through for that eagerness of the I. The persons, objects, and events which produce the feeling and desires do not exist for you, the doer, in this degree. The person, the happiness of the objects which evoked these feelings have what? Disappeared. And the feelings of I, of the power of the I, of the loss to the I, or the injury to the I, remain the object's enemies, competitors, audiences, property, husband, wife, child, dog, injuries, praise, and blame have disappeared. None of these things are important to you once you reach the level of what? Oneness with yourself. That's what I'm saying. These other things will not be bothering at this level. But the feeling and desires now produced by them will remain as the feeling and desires of who? The I and the mind. Of these, the doer is conscious of oneself, aka know thyself. And this is from a whole different perspective. Now, I try to put together where they would somewhat, if you know both sides, I just gave it to you. So if you don't know about one side, you only got half the story. But the whole concept is he breaks it down a little different, totally different, but it's the same breakdown. I know that. And from the three phases in which you, the doer, is conscious, we call it 3 states of consciousness. Feelings and desires, rightness and reasoning, and the I-ness are all conglomerated in your deep sleep as they were in what? The waking state. Now, one phase usually dominates the other two. The light of the intelligence is in you, the doer, and you, the doer, is therefore conscious of what? Your feelings and your desires, and you don't let them what? Run you. The ego will allow those things to run it crazy. That's why that got to reach that level where it don't. It's not in control. It's subservient. These states of the doer, you are the result of what? The activities in the daytime, your normal life. They are not a cause of what? Future actions. No, not in the no, but are a reward or punishment for said action. If the action is good and righteous, it will be blessed. If it's not that, it will be dealt with harshly, aka by punishment. And for the acts and the omissions of the doer in the waking state, nor do you, the doer, learn anything in your deep sleep state, unless what? The desire for learning exists in the waking state and the necessary work was actually done then. You had to study, put the work in, plant the seeds of knowledge in the mind. So when you go into that deep sleep state, the conscious mind will do what it does. Subconscious mind will take over and do what it does. But it's only going to run on the movie what you put on it. Conceptually. In that case, the light of what we call intelligence, knowledge, may add in solving problems that were worked over or give illumination, light, understanding. A great deal may be learned in the sleep state if one will learn to what? Charge himself in the waking state. And we call it lucid dreaming. In the deep sleep state, if you're lucid, you can learn a lot of things. That's intuitive knowledge, aka we call it the Akashic Records. Tapping into what? All things. The the conscious of God. That's the idea. That's the concept. I want to get that out right time. So I got some more here. The time spent in deep sleep depends on the length of the time and the physical body. Okay, right quick. The time spent in deep sleep depends upon the length of the time that the physical body needs in which to what? Recharge, repair, and refresh upon the digestion and the assimilation by who? You, the doer, apart from your four senses, meaning anything done in the astral plane, they call it, the next level where the body ain't able to go. The physical body stays here. The mind and spirit goes away. That's the concept. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got the understanding. That's my goal. Try to make it make sense to you. But in closing, right thinkers, may you all live to be 100. Me, 100 miles a day. So I never know that my right thinkers who now know the different phase of consciousness have passed away. But the goal is to always know thyself.